Hello there, and welcome to Math 206. This is summer 2019. This is pre-calculus. This is a fully online pre-calculus class. My name is Professor Hirsch, or Dr. Hirsch. Here's a picture of me. This is me waving hi to you. I was told I needed to show you a picture of myself, so here we go. Here's a picture of myself. This is your orientation video. So in this video, we're going to talk about what the semester is going to look like. And we're going to talk about all the tenets of this class, and there are 5 basic tenets, and we're going to go over them. And we're going to talk about how I arrive at your final exam grade, where to find your homework, where to find the lectures, where to find the videos, everything like that. So for the rest of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the syllabus that I have posted up on Blackboard. So let's take a look at the syllabus. And again, this is for Section 501, Pre-Calculus Summer 2019. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the rest of this video going through the syllabus, orienting you through what the semester is going to look like. My name, as I said before, is Dr. Jenna Hirsch. My email address, if you ever need to contact me, is right here. It's jhirsch@bmcc.cuny.edu. And this semester, I know a lot of you are traveling and will not be around. For any of you that are in town and ever want to stop by during office hours, I'm going to be in my office Mondays from 2:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Let's talk about what are the basic things that you're going to need this semester for this class. And one of the things you are going to need is a calculator. And it can't be a basic calculator. It has to have a calculator with some fairly sophisticated functions on it. So you want to look for things like sine, cosine, logs, all of these should be in your calculator. And it should be fairly basic. It doesn't have to be very complicated. It shouldn't cost you more than $15 to pick up at Duane Reade. Let me know if you have any problems with the calculator. BMCC has a bunch here that you can rent, just like you would rent a textbook. Speaking of the textbook, so once you get your hands on a calculator, the next thing we're going to need is a textbook. Now the textbook, we're not using a paper textbook for this class. Instead, what we're going to use is an ebook. So the required book for this class is called Pre-Calculus 10th Edition by Larson. You don't have to buy it, but you do need to purchase WebAssign. Now, what WebAssign is, it's an online homework system. So it will grade your homework for you as you do each question, and it will offer some hints, it will offer videos, it will help you out when you have questions in some cases. And part of buying into the WebAssign homework system, it gives you an electronic textbook. It's fantastic. I love reading this electronic textbook. It's a little interactive as well, insofar that you can kind of do examples in the textbook when you're reading it. So the cost of the ebook and homework system is $100. And again, this is a combination of the textbook / the homework. This is required for the class, and it is required that you purchase the online homework system WebAssign. So if you follow these steps over here, so I went back, I'm just going to scroll on to the next page of your syllabus, and this gives you a step-by-step algorithm for how you can log on to WebAssign this semester. So you want to start off with go to webassign.net, click on students, and then follow these 8 steps to make sure that you're logged onto WebAssign. If you have any questions, you just let me know. You get WebAssign for free for 2 weeks, and then you have to pay $100 for the ebook and the online homework system. So you can pretty much use it free for the first 2 weeks, but you have to make sure you do pay before those 2 weeks are up. Otherwise, it kicks you off the system, and you can no longer use it, which means you're not going to be able to get homework grades. You're going to get 0 on the rest of the homework grades. So if I were in your situation, I would pay as soon as possible. Let's talk about the class structure. Like I said before, there are going to be 5 tenets to this class, 5 components to this class. And let's talk about what those 5 components are. One of the first, I went the wrong page. One of the first components to this class is what we call the participation grade. Now here's how I grade your participation. Every few days, you're going to post on the discussion board for Blackboard. I'll ask you a question, and you'll answer the question. Pay attention to the directions in terms of length and formatting in which you should write your response. So I'll be very specific. I'll say I want a 2-paragraph response, or I want a 3-sentence response. And typically what it has to do is what you read about this week and how pre-calculus folds into the real world, or some other concept that we discussed during the week. You're then expected, so you have to post for yourself, and then you have to post one more time in response to somebody else's post. It could be something like, great post, or I really understand now, this is very interesting. Or you could say something like, I don't necessarily agree with you, and then tell them why. But every few days you're going to post twice, and this counts as your participation grade. We're going to talk about how it counts as your participation grade in a few minutes. I want to get through the first 5 tenets. Now, number 2 is one of the most important things that you're going to do in this class, and that are the readings and videos to watch. So every few days, you're going to have readings and videos. I wrote a textbook for you, so I kind of went through the class and I pretty much wrote down the textbook. In the textbook, I put definitions, I put theorems, and I also posted within the context of it some videos. Now, some of the videos I made, and if you see this symbol, if you see this little emoji right there, that was a video that I made and I posted on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. If it was a video somebody else made, it looks like this. Now, most of the videos are pretty much me working through examples. Sometimes there are some lectures that just better lent themselves for a video rather than for writing. But you can, when you're reading through the book, you can just go and click on the links and it will take you right to my YouTube station for appropriate examples from what you're reading. Okay, so we talked about participation. We talked about the book and the videos that I posted for you. Every few days you will have an online homework assignment that's due. So each week, in this class a week's a few days because it's a summer, but each week or every few days you're going to have an online homework assignment due, and that's due through WebAssign. So you're going to go into WebAssign, you're going to click on the appropriate week and the appropriate homework assignment, and you're going to make sure that you do that for the week. This will count as your homework grade. There's going to be 13 homework assignments altogether, but only 2 of them will count. Only 11 of them will count. 2 of your lowest quiz grades, 2 of your lowest homework grades, will be dropped. This counts towards your homework grade. So quizzes, let's move on to number 4. Every few days you'll have a quiz to take as well. There are going to be 6 quizzes altogether. They're going to be posted on Blackboard. So you have to go to Blackboard where it says quiz, click on the link, print out the quiz. We'll talk a little bit more about what to do with the quiz in a second. There's going to be 6 quizzes this semester. I'm going to drop your lowest quiz grade. So that means you can kind of miss one quiz grade or miss one quiz and not do so well. It's not going to count against you. And the 2 biggies here, we have a midterm exam and a final exam. The final is cumulative, and the midterm will test you on the material from the first half of the semester. And these will also be done on WebAssign. So on WebAssign, you're going to do your homework. You're going to take your midterm, you're going to take your final. And the quizzes are not going to be done on WebAssign. The quizzes are posted as PDFs on Blackboard. Those are you're going to print them out at home and do them and then send them back to me. And again, I'll talk more about this in a second. So let's go back and review those 5 topics that we just talked about. Let's review participation. Remember, participation is you posting on Blackboard in the discussion board. It's worth 10% of your grade. And there's going to be, I think, 6 or 7 times, maybe 7 or 8 times that you post in the summer. This counts as 10% of your grade. Pay attention to the posts. I'm very clear in how I would like for you to start the writing. And again, don't forget to post twice each time you do it. One more time, this is worth 10% of your final grade, is your participation grade. The readings and videos are not part of your grade. However, it's important that you go through them because it's pretty much the backbone of this class. As I said before, the readings were written by me. They include definitions, notes, and examples. Most of the videos were written by me as well. So it's important for you to go through what I wrote. It's important for you to go through the videos to make sure that you understand the content of what you're going to be assessed on this week, what the quizzes and what the homeworks are going to be on. And this is the part that you really make sure that you kind of buckle down and do the work. The readings and videos, you want to carve out about 2 or 3 hours a week to make sure that you understand the material that's going to be on the homework and the quiz. You can also use the ebook. The ebook works just as well, but for the readings and videos, I made sure that I really tried to break each example down into their prime components so you would be able to follow and do your homework in the same way. Now, the online homework, this is what you're doing through WebAssign, so we're 20% of your grade. It's a decent portion of your grade. The online homework will be posted on WebAssign. Every few days you'll have a homework assignment due. The homework assignments are modeled after the modules that you read for this week's readings. You have 3 attempts for each homework assignment. After the 3rd attempt, you don't get any credit for it. But what you can do is, if you get stuck, you can send me a quick email through WebAssign saying, Professor Hirsch, I'm stuck with question number 6, homework assignment number 4. Can you help me out with it? I can help you out with it, get back to you as soon as possible, and that way you don't lose credit for that question. If for some reason you can't complete a homework assignment, you're allowed to apply for 3 extensions during the semester. An extension gives you a few extra days to finish it. If you finish your homework early, and I define early as being 24 hours before it's due, you get a bonus of 10% of your grade. Let's talk about the quizzes. We have a pencil and paper quiz that's worth 15% of your grade. Every few days you'll have a quiz. So altogether there's going to be 6 of them. You really have to pay attention to the course map, which we're going to go over the last few minutes of this video. But every few days you're going to have a quiz. The quizzes need to be printed out. So I'm going to post them on Blackboard. You print them out. You write your answers down. You justify all work. If you don't justify your work, you're not going to get any credit for them. You save them as a PDF, or you can take pictures of them, email them back to me at my email address before they're due. And then I'll email you within the next few days, and I'll let you know what your quiz grade looked like. I'll post the answer keys to them as well, and I'll also let you know what you did wrong on your quizzes. I do not accept late quizzes. Again, if you don't get your quiz to me on time, then you earn a 0 on it. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of the quizzes. In regards to your midterm and final, your midterm exams are 25% of your grade. So for the midterm exam, I'm releasing it on 6/16/19 at 9 a.m. and it's due 6/19/19 at 9 a.m. Covers all the material from the first half of the semester, and I don't accept late midterms. You have to do it via WebAssign. You need to make sure that you do it correctly, because for your midterm, there's only going to be 2 tries for the inputs rather than 3 tries. You want to double and triple check your answers. It's not timed insofar that you have to sit down in front of the computer and do it in a certain amount of time. However, you have to make sure that you have it done within this 3-day window. And it's cumulative, so it's going to test you in the first half of the semester. The final exam is also worth 30% of, the final exams worth 30% of your grade. I'm releasing it on 7/6/19 at 9 a.m. and it's due on 7/9/19 at 9 a.m. The final exam will in part be a little cumulative. There'll be a few questions re-asked from the midterm, but it's mostly going to be on the second half of the semester. Again, you get 2 tries for each question on that. So here's what your grade looks like. We talked about participation, which is posting on the discussion board on Blackboard. Quizzes, which you're going to print out and email back to me. Homework, which you're going to do on WebAssign. Midterm and final exam, which you're going to do on WebAssign too. And the nice thing about WebAssign is it has a gradebook that's associated with it. So you're going to be able to know exactly what your grade looks like as you do each homework assignment, as you take each exam, and I'm going to put your quiz grades in there as you take them as well. So the last thing we need to talk about is when everything is due. So I have a very detailed, what's called a course map for you, and it tells you exactly what to do on each date. For example, on May 29th, which is the first day of class, we have to do these following 5 things, and I gave you a to-do list for the week. You have to watch this video, sign up for WebAssign, you have to read and watch week 1, you have to post on the discussion board for week 1, and you have to do homework number 1. Now, all of these are due here on June 1st at 9 o'clock a.m. So all 5 of these things are due. And if you continue with the course map, you see every few days, you really have to pay attention to the dates. I'll send you reminder emails. Every few days, you're going to have these things due. So, for example, 6/1, which is June 1st, once you're done with this, then we go over to this. We have to read and watch week 2. We have to do homework assignment number 2. And then quiz number 1 will show up as well. That's due on 6/3/19. So make sure that you do, I suggest you print out this course map to help you with it, but make sure that you do keep this course map with you. But I'll be sending reminder emails to you. Anyway, that's about it for now. I'm looking forward to having a fantastic semester with you, and please feel free, if you ever need to contact me, to do so at this email address, jhirsch@bmcc.cuny.edu.